Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anna and today I'm going to show you this new fountain pen that I just recently got. This is a TWSBI Eco in cement gray, and I also have this matching gray ink. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show you my review of this pen and also how this ink writes using this pen. I'm also going to do some swatching, so keep on watching. Okay, so I've been wanting to get this TWSBI Eco fountain pen for a while now, and it is because I'm very excited to try the stub nib. I am very interested in doing italic lettering, although I am not very good at it. So I really like the packaging that it comes in. It comes in this kind of like transparent box, and when you open it you will see a lot of illustrations, so which is a good thing. You'll see exactly how to service the pen and how to fill this up with ink. This is, by the way, a piston filling ink, and you also have more illustration in here, so it's very nice. So you don't even have to read the instruction, you just have to pay attention to the illustration. And I also like that it comes with its own little tool. It comes with its own little toolkit. So you have this little wrench here, which is what you're going to use in order to remove this portion of the piston in order to clean up the inside of it. And then we also have this little bottle of silicone grease, which will be very useful in sealing the pen so it will not leak. And also you have this little sticky warning in there saying that alcohol shouldn't be used in cleaning this pen. So I really like the packaging, I like the illustration, so very nice. Now the pen itself, when I first held it with my hand, I felt that this is a very solid and well-made pen. Although if you look closely, although this is a demonstrator pen, the body itself is made up of plastic, which looks like a hard plastic. But then by feeling it with your hand, it feels solid. Feels like it's not cheap. It's well made. So you have this bottom part of the pen that has that hexagon knob. So this is for twisting the pen clockwise, counterclockwise. Make sure that the section is fully submerged in the bottle, so then you can draw the ink. And then you have the cap. The cap is hexagon shape as well, which is what I like, so that if you place this on the table it will not roll, so that will protect your pen. The clip is also sturdy, and this is made of metal, and it comes in this what looks like a chrome like finish. So the same thing here on the cap. You have that TWSBI engraving in there, and then on the other side you have the other engraving that says Eco and Taiwan, because this pen is made in Taiwan. So this is a screw-on cap, and all you need to do is to twist it to open it. And so you have the section right here, and since this is transparent, so you can see everything. You can see the amount of ink you have left on your pen, which is a good thing. I believe I don't know whether this feed is made up of plastic, because it does look like plastic. And then you have this stainless steel nib. Mine is stub, 1.1 stub. So that is how the pen looks like. It posts securely here, so that is good. The only thing that I could think of that I don't like about this pen is sometimes when you're careless and when you try to rush, uncapping it, sometimes I tend to twist it a little bit, So I am afraid that I might accidentally twist this part and leak some of the ink in this section. So that's just one thing that I don't like about this pen. So just make sure that when you uncap the pen, you're very mindful that you're doing it slowly. I have ink up this pen, and so far so good. I don't see it burping, I don't see it leaking, which is nice. So now I am going to show you how this nib writes using my Sailor Ink Studio 123, and I believe this comes in what looks like a grayish purple kind of color. So it's really interesting, and let's see how it looks like on paper. So by the way, I am using Rhodia paper. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see clearly the writing sample using the Sailor ink. Let me alright, so I hope this is large enough for you to see. Okay, so I'm so excited to try this. This is my first TWSBI pen. I'm gonna have to show your writing sample. Okay, so this is TWSBI. Okay, so I'm trying to learn italic lettering. I'm not really good at it, but this TWSBI will help me in practicing. So again, this is TWSBI Eco. Okay, so the nib is very nice. It is very smooth, and there is a little bit of feedback, but I don't mind that. So this is in 1.1 Stub nib. So far I am really liking this. Look at the nice lettering that I can create using this stub nib. So I will have to play with it because I really like it. Okay, stub nib. And the ink that I'm using is also very interesting because if you look here on the bottle, it looks like gray, but then here on paper it does look purple. I don't know if the color will change just because it's still wet, and you can also see a good amount of shading in there. Okay, so really nice, and I'm very happy with this pen ink combination. So I'm going to write the ink. The ink is Sailor Ink Studio. And the ink name is 123. Okay, so again, this is how it looks like in close-up. I don't know if my camera can actually capture the real color of this ink, but this is really pretty. And even though it's not yet completely dry, I could still see the gorgeous shading there. So I really love this ink. Okay, so now that you see how the ink writes using the stub nib, now I'm going to try to write normally without trying to be fancy, just my normal handwriting, and see how it looks like. So let me just write the quick brown fox, because that's kind of like you know, the generic writing sample. Okay, so I'm just gonna be writing normally. Okay, so the quick brown fox. So this is not calligraphy, this is just my normal handwriting. Okay, jumps. Over. The lazy dog. Maybe I can put it in here. Alright, so that is how it looks like, just doing like a normal handwriting, not a fancy one. So let me zoom in. Yep, the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Okay, so far so good, so very nice. Now let's do a swatch of this ink and just see whether or not this is really dual shading ink. So I have here my watercolor brush, and I'm going to dip it in this ink bottle and just see the swatch, okay, of this ink. Let me see that. Okay, alrighty, so let's try this. Oops. Ooh. So it's a little bit dark. See this. Okay. So in Rhodia paper, this is how it looks like. We'll just have to wait for this to dry, and then we'll see what happens. So, but now, even though it's not yet dry, I could already see some interesting color pop up. It's not quite dry yet, but you know, I did see a pale gray here in this area. If you spread the ink too thin, it will look gray. I can see a little bit of blue green in there, definitely purple and some pink. So this ink is really interesting, and I'm excited to maybe try it using a flex nib and see if those interesting colors will come up in the shading. So it's very interesting ink, and I love it. Now Sailor Ink Studio is kind of like expensive, because just a bottle of 20 ml ink costs around $18. So they are basically on the premium category, I would say, because, well, 20 ml is not that you know, it's not a lot of ink, but it's a little expensive compared to some inks. But then they don't disappoint, because I am a fan of multicolored inks, just like this one. My camera unfortunately cannot capture how nice the ink is. I don't know if it will help if I zoom it in, but it's still wet as of the moment. So maybe later on, when it dries, you will see the shading a little bit more. Now it's also interesting to see that the ink changes a little bit depending on the kind of nib or point size you use. So now I'm going to use my Pilot Falcon, and this is soft fine, and let's see how the ink looks like on paper using this nib. So again, this is a soft fine nib, and it's just interesting to see how it will look like. So I'm just gonna write Pilot okay, Falcon, And this nib is in soft fine. It's very thin. And this is how the writing looks like. So if you look closely, it still looks purple. So I'm interested in seeing if, I use a different paper, if it will still be purple. But I am not complaining because this ink is really gorgeous. So now it's showing up a little bit more, those dual shading that I'm talking to you guys. All right, so this is how it looks like. Let me know if you have any questions or any comments. Feel free to drop them down in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys think. And I'll see you again in my next video. So don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I am going to upload another video very soon. I'm going to be comparing the interesting ink colors. I really like this gray ink, so I'm going to compare this with 224 and also Vinta Armada, because those are multicolored inks, and it's interesting to see how they compare with each other. Alright, so watch out for that, and I'll see you again in my next video. Bye!